So, all right, we've got game number 2 starting up. It looks like we've got Rainesama on the right and Hijump on the left. So what do you throw away here? Oh, also, yes, Lightning
The
Blitz.
Lightning Blitz. Okay. So Rainesama looks like he has a little bit of offense and defense in this deck, where he's going to be playing the race, and then he has the option to go all in on his opponent if he gets the right setup with Lightning Blitz.
Well, so I don't know if you remember what he did in the last race. So Rainesama played a very similar deck last time, and what he did, essentially with the same sort of like start, he just like cast a Gravity Well, and then next turn like played a Spelljammer and Lightning Blitz, and just like threw all of these provoke units at his opponent across the board. It was great. I really liked it. All right, so now do you go ahead and mesmerize here, or do you save it until he's one turn more, or I don't know. What do you do here? Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, because if you mesmerize, then you're keeping your opponent from walking back down to their closest corner. We've seen opponents respond to this by saving that corner for their final take and just running to the other side of the board.
Yeah. Take
the
a little
problem,
bit away.
Yeah, the problem is that you're saying, okay, well, that just makes you want to deal with Avalanche a lot sooner than you need to. That could be a pretty strong option though, because if you can get onto your opponent's side of the board fast enough and lock them up, then they don't want to play Avalanche because now they're trapped on that side too.
So we have someone in chat asking what he's new to the game. What happens when Vanar touches all the corners? Just so everyone's aware, this is an alternate strategy, or this is an alternate way to play Duelyst. So instead of the normal way where you try to come together and beat each other's faces in, this is the Amazyng race where players win by getting their general to touch all 4 corners of the map. That's why people are sort of running around, not attacking each other. If you want to read the full details of the rules, you can go here to the Battlefy page. That'll explain it in much more detail.
All right. Nicely done. So Rainesama developing the Snow Chaser here. I guess he does have the option to send that over to his opponent's face with Lightning Blitz, although it's not really worth it. But you're still getting a body on the board, which is important. It looks like Hijump is prioritizing getting some bodies in position to start scooping up this mana, right? Because this is what we were talking about a little bit earlier, where you're going to be ramping into these bodies that are just so strong for Lionar. We see the Meltdown and the Ironcliff Guardian in Hijump's hand.
Yeah, that's a nice little heads-up play there by Rainesama, taking the mana, not even bothering to use it, but just clearing it out and then also clearing off a guy that could have taken another mana. So Hijump went from being able to cast even a 6-drop this turn to not even being able to cast these 5-drops in his hand. So it does look like Hijump has a pretty strong hand. He's got this Mesmerize that he stole, and then yet another Mesmerize. So he can actually move Rainesama all the way back down to the bottom corner if he really wants to.
And it's good too, because the Mesmerize is gets so much value that way.
Yeah.
I think what you do is maybe you stagger the Mesmerize, so that it can't be undone with one move.
Yeah. Well, I really like he didn't play out the Alcuin. I wonder if that was a purposeful decision, because I would have played it just to get a body on the board and to get a Mesmerize in hand, but I don't know. I wonder
what he's thinking about taking instead. What does Lionar want to combo the Lore Master with?
Who knows? It could be any number of things. Lore Master is probably one of the hidden gems of the format. There's so many powerful spells. Like, you just want to steal everything. Right? People aren't putting a spell in their deck sort of nonchalantly. It's going to be a good one. All right, an ideal placement for this Ironcliff Guardian. He's not only provoking Rainesama, but also taking the corner as well. So, unfortunately for Hijump, Rainesama's hand is just filled with Hailstone Prisons. So, and
so this Ironcliff is going to get burned here.
No, it dies. That's terrible.
So against a slower deck like this, Hailstone Prison has always been a threat. But in this format, where you're looking to play on curve, and your opponent's not doing a lot to you that's going to draw a lot of stuff out of your hand. So
Yeah. Uh, it looks like. Oh man, Thankfully, he has that beam shock. Otherwise, this hailstone would also kill Elix.
and getting the extra movement, he's starting to make up for the movement, the tempo loss from that mesmerize a bit earlier.
Yeah. Do you hailstone this Elix here? Like, what do you do? Rainesama's hand is pretty garbage, right?
I know, because like if you hailstone the Elix, it just comes back down and Hijump gets the movement. You might even, you could potentially even use Aspect of the Mountain, right, just to get rid of that benefit. Yeah. But you probably want to save that for like a clutch last minute thing. Yeah. We'll see how it goes down. Blistering Scorn.
I like this play because it puts a body on the board that he can like use to, block off maybe the side of the board, and it deals with the Elix. So, okay, slow going on the mana tile, gets Meltdown to come down, and gives him the mana to use it. I love it. Oh man, I love it.
That is very, very smart. So Roar buffing the Meltdown and taking out the Blistering Scorn. So that's going to open up the path, preempting that body block. And now Rainesama, with the Meltdown on an empty board, is now forced to keep playing minions and gambling on a 50-50.
I think he should have roared his slow, since I mean, you're not going to be able to attack the general with Meltdown, and a 7 power creature is just going to kill anything anyway, basically. Probably. I don't know. You got Ironcliffe Guardians you have to deal with.
Right, because I mean, the slow would be like a 3/4, and it would just start running around. I suppose you want to keep the slow weak? I don't know. And so it just like pokes at stuff for you and doesn't kill them, but you'd want the slow actually clear bodies for you so that the Meltdown can go face more.
Yeah. What do you do here is, I'm surprised Rainesama didn't Aspect to the Mountain the Meltdown. Like, there's no reason to just take 7 again, I guess, but I don't know. Who knows?
It is very interesting. We do see that Rainesama has the Blood Tora, so maybe he's like, I'm gonna let this Meltdown hit me a little bit, and then I'll drop the Blood Tora before I transform it.
We got some people in chat asking about what's being played. I don't think, like I said at the beginning, there was not a lot of Songhai registered for the event. I think people played Kalios rather than Riva, and I don't know if anyone played Kara. So, to answer people's questions, oh yeah, and there's no Zukong deck to my knowledge, but who knows? Man, I bet he's wishing that he still had that Enfeeble Scorn combo now, because he could deal with
really
all
unfortunate
of these things.
to have to play that combo out of order, but being able to take down a board like this is very strong. Hopefully he's packing 2 more. The problem is now you have to wait for those cards to come back to you.
Yeah, Rainesama says this is a misplay. I don't think you needed to bounce it there because you're not moving anyway. All right, so I wouldn't be surprised if Hijump just meltdowns his opponent to death here. Although we will get to see this Blood Tora come down in a second.
Again, Blood Tora, its cost is equal to your opponent's HP. It's a card that you don't really see a lot because, once you're below 10 HP, you're very, very highly likely to get bursted out from that total.
Man, Hijump just keeping the hits going. I think I wouldn't have used the Beam Shock there because your opponent has to deal with the slow on his turn, whereas now that you're Beam Shocking, the slow is just going to attack and kill it. So, I don't know.
Yeah, and in Hijump already has a lot of room in his hand, so it's not like he's playing around a Hailstone Prison. Rainesama does have the Concealing Shroud, so once he does get down to critical HP, he'll still be able to survive through the through hopefully this Meltdown damage.
Yeah. Man, we've seen really the power of what Lionar can do with its Provokes and Beam Shocks in this game.
Yeah, Ironcliffe Guardian and Beam Shot definitely 2 of the most powerful cards.
I will say this to sort of, I don't want to say justify, but I will, Rainesama's deck is really highly tuned, but he does have these concealing shrouds to beat the burn deck. But this is the second time he's had 2 concealing shrouds in his hand this game. He just can't seem to replace them fast enough. I know he didn't replace one here, but it's not a card you really want to see in this matchup. Although this meltdown may suggest otherwise.
Oh, what? Blood Tour is only a 12/12? I thought it was stronger than that.
12/12 is still pretty strong. I mean, if it ever hits a general, it's like half their life total.
I know. I thought it was like spookier though. But that's okay.
Well, it looks like
it can tank a meltdown shot and still keep kicking.
Yeah, it can't take a meltdown plus a 5/1 Alcuin Lore Master though, which is sort of the problem here. Do we know what this Alcuin that he has in his hand is going to take, by the way?
The Lore Master should be set up to get a Beam Shock.
Okay. All right.
And Rainesama has been in this same square for, 3 or 4 turns now?
Yeah, it's really sad, unfortunately. All right. That aspect of the mountain coming back. You basically have to Concealing Shroud yourself now. But I like Concealing Shroud plus Avalanche. Even though you're going to be stunned, you just don't take the damage, so who knows?
Yeah, because he needs to keep Hijump from walking into this corner.
Yeah. So, yeah, Avalanche has to happen this turn. You almost certainly need to Concealing Shroud at some point soon.
Right, and if he... Because if you can Avalanche and then Alcuin Lore Master on top of that to get your Avalanche back, yeah. But then you're just playing, a 50-50 game where it's like, okay, I really need the meltdown. Oh, I see. He has enough mana. Excuse me. He has enough mana so that he can use Concealing Shroud alongside this.
Yeah.
And so he's not going to take damage from the Avalanche. And so even if the meltdown goes face, that's kind of what you want here.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you do want it to go face. He's got a 50% chance to have Meltdown do nothing. Let's see what happens. Go Gadget, die roll. Nope, sorry.
Oh, kills the Lore Master.
You should have punched the knight before avalanching. Oh, that's a good point. Someone in chat says. Although it looks like a moot point here because of the second provoke unit.
Yeah, and the Silverguard Knight, you aren't attacking your opponent. It doesn't matter if it's a 3/5. Just a 1/5 provoke is super strong because 5 HP theoretically allows it to take 3 hits from a general.
Yeah. All right. So what do you do here? I honestly, at this point, I think again, and we said this the first time we saw the Van Linar matchup. I think you just. What do you do here? He can jump past this and then avalanche again. Oh, I think that was a mistake. I think he moved it in the wrong direction. Because if
now it can move, it can just move and re-body block him.
Well, it's already. Well, I don't think he could have done anything different because it would be provoking him regardless.
Mm-hmm.
But who knows?
So he gets full distance out of the tracer. He just needs another one, right?
Man, he's so close to killing his opponent. Like, if he had been able to use this last turn... Oh, never mind. The Tracer.
Yeah. So, Silver Tracer closing it out. Well played by Hijump there. I really liked the ability to get that Meltdown out super early and then just control what his opponent was trying to develop there.
All right, so it's 1-1. We've seen each deck win. Linar winning the last one.